Chosen Ones, Resurrection to Ascension. Welcome back to the University of Isolation, where silence teaches, the grave refines, and resurrection is never the end. It is the doorway into ascension. This is Lesson 22, Part 2, Resurrection to Ascension. Carl Jung once said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." In the spiritual and psychological realm, resurrection doesn't just mean you survived something hard, it means something in you died. And new wiring was written. You are not the same. Trauma experts call this post-traumatic growth, when the self, once shattered, rebuilds into something stronger, clearer, and more grounded. Even mystics understood the clay must be broken before it can be reshaped. The seed must die before it can sprout. And so must you. The old personality, the old programming, the old survival tactics, buried in the tomb. And for many chosen ones, this burial is triggered by deep betrayal. When you break free from a narcissistic, abusive relationship, when the mask comes off, when the love turns to control, when the trust is shattered, the pain itself becomes a crucifixion. Isolation follows. Your old self, the one who tolerated abuse, who sought approval, who survived through people-pleasing, dies in that grave. But resurrection comes, and when it does, you don't return the same. Your spirit is rewired, your boundaries are holy, and your new way of navigating life, that is your ascension. In fact, the Bible mirrors this. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers and thrown in a pit, buried by betrayal, but raised to reign. Jesus was betrayed by Judas, abandoned by his disciples, crucified, and his resurrection led to his ascension. Betrayal always precedes resurrection, and resurrection always precedes ascension. But resurrection is not the destination, it is the turning point. Ascension is when you stop asking for permission, when you stop lowering your frequency just to be digestible, when you finally step into your divine assignment and say, "I was sent. I don't need to be understood to be effective." It's not arrogance, it's alignment. You've been to the grave, you've been crowned in silence, now you walk in power. Think of Esther. She spent months in hidden preparation, no spotlight, no recognition. But when her time came, she walked into the king's court in divine timing and transformed history. That's ascension, not striving, not performance, just presence full of purpose. Mystics and universal law remind us, resurrection to ascension is not a one-time event. It is a cycle, but each stage carries its own tests. Resurrection brings clarity. Ascension brings weight. You're no longer walking just with dreams. You're walking with destiny. And destiny, though divine, is heavy. So, if you've been buried, misunderstood, crushed, or cast out, take heart. The resurrection is not the end. It is the beginning of becoming, because resurrection is about surviving. But ascension, that's about reigning. In the next session, we will go deeper. The weight of glory. Why ascension brings a new kind of battle. Because after resurrection, there is warfare. After the crown, there is cost. And after the mountaintop, there is always another mission. And remember, the University of Isolation is not a place of punishment. It is a place of transformation, where the chosen resurrect from the grave and ascend into glory. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more soul food. And feel free to leave a comment or question down below.